Hello students, now we are going to discuss about Bohr atom model from the lesson Atomic and Nuclear Physics. Bohr atom model. In order to overcome the limitations of the Rutherford atom model in explaining the stability of the atom and the line spectrum observed for the hydrogen atom, Niels Bohr made modifications of Rutherford atom model. He is the first person to give better theoretical model of the structure of an atom to explain the line spectrum of hydrogen atom. Here are some assumptions made by Bohr. Postulate 1. The electron in an atom moves around the nucleus in the circular orbit under the influence of Coulomb electrostatic force of attraction. This Coulomb force gives necessary centripetal force for the electron to undergo circular motion. Postulate 2. Electrons in an atom revolve around the nucleus only in certain discrete orbits called stationary orbits, where it does not radiate electromagnetic energy. The angular momentum L of the electron in these stationary orbits are quantized such that the integral multiple of h by 2 pi, where the angular momentum L can be written as n into h by 2 pi. Here h by 2 pi is replaced by h cross, so that L becomes n into h cross. Here n denotes the principal quantum number. This condition is known as angular momentum quantization condition. L is equal to n into h cross. This condition is known as what? Angular momentum quantization condition. Postulate 3. Energy of orbits are not continuous but discrete. This is called quantization of energy. An electron can jump from one orbit to another orbit by absorbing or emitting a photon whose energy is equal to a difference in energy between the two orbit levels, which can be written as del E is equal to energy in the final orbit minus energy in the initial orbit, which is equal to h into nu, which is equal to h into c by lambda. Here nu is replaced as c by lambda. Here c denotes the speed of light, lambda denotes the wavelength of radiation, and nu denotes the frequency of the radiation. Example 8.1. The radius of the fifth orbit of hydrogen atom is 13.25 angstrom. Calculate the wavelength of electron in the fifth orbit. In order to calculate the wavelength of electron in the fifth orbit, we are taking help of the equation 2 pi r is equal to n lambda. Here, we know the values for pi is nothing but 3.14 and r is given as 13.25 angstrom and n is given as 5. So that we can calculate the wavelength as 2 into 3.14 into 13.25 is equal to 5 into lambda. After simplification, we will get the final result as lambda is equal to 16.64 angstrom. Example 8.2. Find the angular momentum velocity of the electron in the fifth orbit of hydrogen atom. Let us consider h is equal to 6.6 into 10 power minus 34 joules second and m is equal to 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. Let us see the solution. Angular momentum equation can be written as L is equal to n into h cross, which is equal to n into h by 2 pi. Here we know the values for n as 5 and h is nothing but 6.6 into 10 power minus 34 joules second and pi is nothing but 3.14. After substituting all these values in this equation and after the simplification, we will get the result as 5.25 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter squared second power minus 1. Next one, in order to calculate the velocity of the electron, let us take the help of the equation L is equal to mvr. From that equation, we can write the equation for velocity as v is equal to L by m into r. Here, L is nothing but we have calculated the L as 5.25 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter squared second power minus 1 divided by m is given as 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. This represents the mass of the electron, and r is given as 13.25 into 10 power minus 10 meter. After simplification, we will get the result as 4.4 into 10 power 5 meter second power minus 1. This is nothing but the velocity of electron in the fifth orbit of the hydrogen atom. Next one, radius of the orbit of electron and the velocity of the electron. Here is the picture which represents the electron revolving around the nucleus due to the electrostatic force of attraction. Let us consider an atom which contains the nucleus at its center at rest, which is made up of protons and neutrons. Let an electron revolving around the stable nucleus. Let capital Z be the atomic number and capital ZE is said to be the total charge of the nucleus, and minus E represents the charge of an electron and M represents the mass of an electron. From Coulomb's law, the force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron can be written as Coulomb force F vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE into minus E divided by Rn squared into R cap. Coulomb force F vector is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE squared by Rn squared into R cap. This force provides the necessary centripetal force. F centripetal force vector is equal to minus mvn squared by Rn into R vector. At the equilibrium position, we can equate these two forces such that Coulomb force F vector is equal to centripetal force F vector. So that we can write minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE squared by Rn squared into R cap is equal to minus mvn squared by Rn into R cap. Left side minus and right side minus will be cancelled. So that we can get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into ZE squared divided by Rn squared is equal to mvn squared divided by Rn. This is equation number 1. After simplifying this equation, we will get the final expression for the radius of the nth orbit such that Rn can be written as 4 pi epsilon naught into mvn squared Rn squared divided by Ze square. In this equation, we are going to multiply and divide the right hand side with m, so that we can get Rn is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into m squared Vn squared into Rn squared divided by Zme square. This equation can be written as Rn is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into m Vn Rn the whole square divided by Ze squared m. From Bohr's postulate, we can write Ln is equal to m Vn Rn, which is equal to n into h by 2 pi, which is equal to nh cross. Hence, we can write Rn is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into Ln the whole square divided by Ze squared m, where Rn is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into nh by 2 pi the whole square divided by Ze squared m. Hence, we can get 4 pi epsilon naught into n squared h squared divided by Ze squared m into 4 pi square. After simplification, we will get Rn is equal to h squared epsilon naught divided by pi m is E squared into n squared by Z. This is equation number 2. Here epsilon naught, h, m and E and pi are said to be constant. so that we can write the relation as Rn is equal to A naught into n square divided by Ez. Here A naught is nothing but h squared epsilon naught divided by pi m E squared, which is equal to 0.529 Armstrong. This is called Bohr radius. For hydrogen atom, Z is said to be 1, so that the radius of the nth orbit can be written as Rn is equal to A naught into n square. For the first orbit, n is equal to 1, so that R1 becomes A naught, which is equal to 0.529 Armstrong. For the second orbit, n is said to be 2, so that R2 will become 4 into A naught, which is equal to 4 into 0.529 Armstrong is equal to 2.116 Armstrong. For the third orbit, we can calculate n is equal to 3, so that R3 will become 9 into A naught, which is equal to 9 into 0.529 Armstrong, which will become 4.761 Armstrong. Thus, the radius of the orbit can be written as Rn is directly proportional to n square. Velocity of the electron in nth orbit. According to the Bohr's quantization condition, we can write mvn Rn is equal to n into h by 2 pi, where mvn A naught n square divided by Ez. Here Rn is replaced as what? A naught n squared by Ez, which is equal to n into h by 2 pi. After simplifying this equation, we will get the expression for Vn as h by 2 pi m A naught into Z by n. This is equation number 5. This equation can be related as Vn is directly proportional to 1 by n, such that the velocity of the electron decreases as the principal quantum number increases. Look at the graph. From the graph, it is understood that when the principal quantum number increases, at the same time, the velocity of the electron decreases. Thank you, students.